Warning. This program may contain material of an explicit or graphic nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
Broadcasting undead from the B ward, this is the Post-Mortem Show. I'm Don.
And I'm JD, and today we're going to give you our top 5 post-apocalyptic horror movies.
Yeah.
Movies that center around or after the apocalypse.
But without zombies.
Without zombies, yeah.
Because
we said maybe you can do one if you want to do one zombie, but it's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
We're going beyond the zombies.
It's the stuff that the giraffe with the short neck eat.
Yeah, it's not the elephants.
Yeah, not the elephant giraffes.
Yeah, so top 5 post-apocalyptic horror movies. And before we get into horror news, we do have a little bit of post-mortem news.
Yeah.
Our live show coming up is sold out. 243 tickets have been sold.
Sold the fuck out.
We are sold out for the Behind the Mask screening with the live Q&A. We are going to record it for the live podcast. If you do not have a ticket and you are interested in attending, there is about 5 people who bought a ticket that may not be able to make it, and we might resell their ticket and refund them. So,
and if you would like to maybe get on that list, shoot us an email at postmortemshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, because if you want to come, it's not too late, even though it is sold out, because we did have a couple people that were looking to cancel.
We
might be nice and give them
finagle something.
Give them a little bit of money back if that comes down to it. So hit us up. It's going to be a good time. We got a lot of fucking prizes, a lot of sponsors. Danny Foster has done amazing with this event.
Worked his beard off.
He worked his beard off. He is clean shaven.
Yeah, that would be tragic.
Yeah, we have Nathan Basil, Leslie Vernon himself, writer David Stevie?
I don't know what it is.
Stevie Stevenson?
Stevie Nicks.
And some more of the cast. Plus, we're going to have all kinds of fucking prizes, trivia.
We're going to be
live Q&A. We're going to be there. Biff is going to be there.
Really?
No.
Oh,
damn. Biff head.
Okay, yeah. He's always with us in spirit.
Yeah, he is.
Danny Foster's beard is going to be there.
It will. We will be there. You can smell us. You can hear us. You can taste us.
Yeah. For $5. $5 a taste for me.
$5 a taste?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was one of the raffles.
I'll raffle that, yeah.
Yeah, before we get into that...
We got a new segment for this episode, too.
We do. Der Screenerschnitzel.
Screenerschnitzel, yeah.
Yeah. You send us a screener, we're going to review it. So we've got a couple so far. We have reviewed them in the past, but we never came up with a segment. Yeah. We just kind of did it
as
with our good
at the movies,
bad movies or at the movies. So now we have Der Screenerschnitzel.
Because we want you to send us your screeners so that we can review them.
Yes.
So that we don't have to risk watching shit on Amazon.com instead.
Postmortemshow@gmail.com. You want us to review your movie, you send it there. And we will be doing that today. But before we do that, we got a little bit of horror news.
Horror news. I have good news and an editorial.
Actually, I guess none of mine is really good news. Yeah. So I guess I'll start us off. First off, the new revival of Tales from the Crypt was supposed to be coming our way via M. Night Shyamalan. But back in April, the series had been delayed over rights issues. Now it seems for the time being, the series is being abandoned.
Womp womp. That sucks.
Recently, TNT and TBS president Kevin Riley was speaking with Deadline, and eventually the subject turned towards Tales from the Crypt. Kevin Riley said, "That one really got caught up in a complete legal mess, unfortunately, with a very complicated underlying rights structure. We lost so much time, so he said, look, I'm not going to be waiting around 4 years for this thing. Maybe we'll come back to it sometime. In the meantime, Ridley Scott has come up, and it showed a lot more enthusiasm to making this project. Ridley Scott.
So he can ruin something else?
I say no to you, sir, Ridley Scott. I want to suggest what would be my dream scenario. Series comes back from purgatory with director Mike Flanagan attached. Because he's given us some great PG-13 horror, which is very hard to deliver. Yeah. I'm sure he could translate that to TV approved, even if it's on TNT.
Just
and
do his thing.
Yeah, Showtime or HBO or something. He can do good horror without excessive gore and boobies and stuff. I really did like Before I Wake. I liked Ouija 2, which is fucking ridiculous. How could we like that? But we loved it.
Oculus.
Yeah,
Oculus. PG-13. They could call it Tales from the Flanagan.
Tales from the Flan.
The Flan.
It's a little picture of Mexican ice cream.
Custard. It's custard.
Yeah, so no Tales from the Crypt, unfortunately, which is bad. I was looking forward to seeing it. I like the aspect that they were going to use like user-submitted stories and stuff, but it had the Shyamalan attached to it. You never know what you're going to get. He's a mixed bag. Yeah. Mixed nuts.
Yeah. Hit and miss.
Hit and miss. Sometimes you get honey roasted. Sometimes you get those little ones that come out like burnt, like little abortion nuts.
Abortion-flavored nuts.
That's our rating system.
Done.
Abortion-flavored nuts. That's our rating system.
I bought a bag of wasabi.
Fetuses?
A bag of
wasabi fetuses.
A bag of wasabi soy sauce almonds from Blue Diamond.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking amazing.
Yeah, I eat those all the time.
Yeah,
They're
I
fucking awesome.
plowed through that whole thing in like 2 days.
Wasabi soy sauce fetuses.
So, after being robbed of his Alien sequel, Neil Blomkamp, director of District 9 and Chappie, is soldiering on and keeping busy. He's created a new studio called Oates Labs, and he's creating a series of short films that he'll be releasing online. What he's releasing is being officially described as, quote, experimental films, experimental content, and more weird shit, unquote. A trailer has been released to YouTube, and it looks like we're getting violence, explosions, walking skinned corpses, Sigourney Weaver, and violent infomercials gone wrong. Blomkamp plans to release these films anthology-style in volumes and plans to develop the best-received short films into features.
You get Ridley versus Wickes.
Yeah? I want Wickes on that one. Yeah, Blomkamp was supposed to make an Alien sequel that was going to completely ignore Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection and pick up after Aliens.
Yeah.
With older Michael Biehn and older Sigourney Weaver and an adult Newt. And because of Prometheus and Covenant and Ridley Scott's dog shit, we're not going to get those now.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah. And we were talking about how, when I'd mentioned maybe it was time to hang up the boots on Alien, we need a director who's hungry.
I don't want to hang up the boots on Alien. I just want Ridley Scott to politely bow down.
Yeah.
Like he's, in Starship Troopers where the one president has to bow down and then the old black lady goes up there and comes up with her strategy.
Right. Yeah. Like
By his great disgrace on Clendathu, he is forced to step down.
That's right.
Ridley Scott, you've disgraced Clendathu.
Fucking Clendathu disgracer.
All right. Well, I have some real life horror news.
Okay.
Tobe Hooper, director of the iconic horror film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, got beat the fuck up by his ex and has the bruises to prove it. According to new legal docs, the 74-year-old was allegedly attacked by 36-year-old Rebecca Hodges 2 weeks ago, left with a battered face. Have you seen these pictures?
No, I haven't heard about this.
He looks like he has went through some horror shit.
So a woman half his age who was dating him beat him up.
Beat the shit out of him, yeah. Hooper claims there was another altercation in April where Hodges also punched him in the face. According to the docs, the two used to date and live together, and Hooper's accusations against Hodges were enough to get a judge to order her to stay 100 yards from him prior to the beating.
Wow.
Yeah, he is fucked up.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Rebecca Hodges, fuck you.
Yeah.
You should have been in a
she
fucking
should be chainsaw fucked.
Wasabi abortion, or what did we say?
Mixed nut abortions?
Yeah, it was
abortion flavored nuts?
Something like that. We'll figure it out.
Mr. Peanut with like a dead fetus hanging out of him.
What about a fetus wearing the top hat with the monocle?
Yes.
That's got to be on the graphic. Yeah. You got any more horror news?
I have a bit of an editorial. I want to talk about something that's been talked about a bit.
Is it Donald Trump heads?
It is.
I knew it would be.
Because it specifically, it pertains to post-mortem, actually.
It does.
Not just that it's a severed head. So, unless you live in a fucking cave, you probably have already heard that D-list comedian and host of CNN fucking New Year's Eve, whatever, Kathy Griffin, made a video and put it online of her holding up a prosthetic, bloodied, severed Donald Trump head. And people lost their shit. And she took the video down and apologized profusely and blah, 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 blah. And she's a fucking coward.
Yeah, she's a coward. If you're going to do it, you need to do it.
You need to
First
own
of
it.
all, okay, so this was some magazine cover or some shit like that. They do shit like that on Saturday Night Live, and no one cares.
Yeah, Guar did it.
Yeah.
Fucking Marilyn Manson did it. Snoop Dogg did it. This Dope, which is a band that's less relevant than Kathy Griffin is to comedy, did it before her. You know, and you know, she's saying, "Oh, I went too far. We didn't think about it." Well, at what fucking point? It's not like she found a severed Donald Trump head and picked it up and was like, "Oh, what is this?" while someone was filming it. You had to go out and get a Donald Trump head for one thing, get some stage blood, put the stage blood on there, set up the lights, put on the makeup because you know she's not going to appear on camera without makeup. Film the fucking thing.
I have a conspiracy for you.
Okay.
I think that Kathy Griffin and Andy Dick are the same person,
Okay.
but with a wig.
Okay.
If you compare the two photos,
Yeah.
Andy Dick with red hair would be Kathy Griffin.
Okay.
And probably a fierce red bush.
Okay.
So
So,
you got D plus D. What is that? Double D.
yeah.
It's a conspiracy.
Okay. The Illuminati's involved. You know, it's... We do offensive humor on the show all the time, you know, and we
do not apologize.
We do not apologize. And when we do offensive humor, yeah, we do it because we're sick fucks. But also we do it because there's like a reasoning behind what we're doing. You know, we're not like trying, when we make rape jokes, we're not trying to make fun of rape victims. We're trying to illustrate how horrible it is and also sort of like claim power over it.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, if you're going to do it, if she had enough balls to take those pictures, put them out, which I have no problem with the severed Donald Trump head.
No, fucking do it.
The problem I have with is the apology.
Yeah.
That's where she is a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you know, she was going to lose the CNN gig either way.
Probably
after she
just
did
looking
it.
for publicity.
Yeah.
She got the publicity. It wasn't what she wanted.
Yeah.
Now she's going to retract her statements.
And now she's going on and saying, "Oh, people are trying to ruin my career." No, you ruined your career.
You guys, check out my Instagram, at JDH138. This week I will be posting me putting my dick into the mouth of a severed Donald Trump head.
You have to do it now.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
What is this? June 5th?
It'll be there on June 6th.
It'll be there on June 6th. Now I need to track down a Donald Trump head.
Okay. Just get a pumpkin and put a wig on it.
Or what about
Fuck the pumpkin.
getting a tiny hand job?
Like with a doll hand.
Little doll hand and a severed head.
And like lay a red tie across your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you got to own your offensive humor. That's the only way you can get away with it. You know, offensive humor has been around for as long as there's been humor, and you can't. I hate this thing that's happening right now where people will say something offensive, they'll get called on it, and then they'll just be like, I was just kidding. You know, no.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you know when someone's joking and when
Yeah.
someone's not joking and they're just being a prick. You know, you can't hide behind that. You know, own your shit. And if you're not going to own it, and if you're not prepared for the blowback, don't fucking do it.
Yeah, don't fucking do it. Just don't be a pussy about it.
Yeah.
If you're going to do it, take your fucking giant red pubes, part them, do it.
That's right. And reveal that there's actually something under there other than taint.
Yes. Kathy Griffin,
You're all taint.
you join the Ouibo list. You're all taint. You got no balls. You got a taint a mile long.
That's right. Landing
Football
strip taint.
field taint.
Big red landing strip taint.
There's your red pubes have been crafted and shaped into a helicopter pad with an H for a landing of a helicopter. You're all taint. No balls.
0.
As the helicopter's landing on her, tiny little helicopters landing on her pubes. All right. Well, that's it for horror news this week. But before we go to a commercial, we're going to go right into our new segment.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
Der Screenersschnitzel.
We received a screener from the writer-director of Flesh and Blood A Go-Go. If you'd like to have us review your movie or short film, send us an email at postmortemshow@gmail.com. So, 2017 short film written and directed by Adrian Baez, starring Shane Ryan, Carrie Davis, and Adrian Baez. A series of graphic murders have been happening on the set of photo shoots. Flesh and Blood A Go-Go.
Yep. A little bit of a glimpse into the world of snuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like bondage snuff.
Yeah.
And I think it was pretty well done.
Yeah, guy goes out and recruits impressionable young women to be in these bondage shoots because they need money. They live in Hollywood. They're trying to make it, and they go there and they get killed. But the thing that I thought was interesting about it was that it doesn't just depict the victims. It depicts the cameraman and the issues that he has from having to film all of it.
Yeah, and they don't just get killed; they get put in bondage, rope tie. The shibari. Yeah, they get put in that to where when they are tied up, then they're defenseless.
Yeah,
and it does start as a bondage shoot. But a girl named Candy comes to Hollywood in search of fame and fortune, but only gets rejection. She runs into Mick, played by Shane Ryan, who tells her about a 50 Shades of Grey style photo shoot that can make her easy money. I really like how they went topical with the 50 Shades of Grey, you tell some dumb bitches 50 Shades of Grey, they're all about it.
Yeah, they'll jump right on.
If you said, bondage photo shoot, they'd be like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. 50 Shades of Grey? Okay.
Yeah, it's just a little photo shoot like 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, you kind of get where this is going. Yeah, there's some pretty cool opening credits.
Yeah.
I really like the score. It seems like straight out of an 80s horror movie.
It was really sleazy, synth music.
Yeah.
And I liked it a lot.
There's also some 80s style music similar to a Bauhaus or something. Mm-hmm. Or Bauhaus.
Bauhaus.
If you want to be proper.
Bauhaus wasn't really synthy. They were more guitar,
The voice, though, is that.
Yeah, the voice was. But the music was very, electro trash, synthy.
Yeah.
Very, very, it felt like, to me, there was this resurgence of electro trash in the early 2000s where there were, all the songs were just fucking sleazy and about doing cocaine and fucking and all that. And this movie felt like it was set in that, LA 2000s goth club.
Yeah.
It's
broken up into chapters.
Yeah.
Since it's a short film, we're not going to talk much about the plot. Yeah. Since it's only about 30 minutes, right?
Right.
But more about the production. Baez shows promising direction and artistic approach. There's a lot of art on some of these shots, and there's a lot of ideas.
Yeah,
this is a well thought out short film. It's not just he's like, oh, we're going to film. These girls are going to go bondage. We're going to kill them.
Yeah,
there's more artistic approach behind it.
He had something to say, and he had something to say about victimhood also, because the girls being killed were victims. But then the cameraman was a victim of someone higher than him. Yeah. That was ruining his life and making him do drugs. And every time he'd do ketamine, it would go, ketamine, in huge letters across the screen. I like awesome. That. And Baez does, his camera work is good, his sound is good, his lighting is good. He does hallucinatory and nightmarish really, really well.
Yeah, for sure. It's not super gory for budgetary reasons, I assume. But there is blood.
Yeah, and he covered the cheapness of the special effects.
Yeah, for sure.
With his camera work.
Yeah, for sure. It's mostly color, but there is some black and white with stop motion and some sound effects and disjointed sequences. Yeah. Part of it are sort of like a music video with the heavy sound.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I kind of didn't like about it was I felt like I felt that the chapter structure was unnecessary. I think it felt like I don't know, like it didn't need to be broken up that way. I didn't think it would from scene to scene, and I thought that the chapter titles gave away too much. They were too ham-handed of this is what's happening, and one of them was a title of a different movie, Tumbling Doll of Flesh, and he misspelled one of the chapter. So if you're doing another edit and you're listening to this, reoccurring is not the word; it's recurring. There's no O in it.
Okay. I didn't know that. I would have put reoccurring too.
Yeah, that's why.
But you're picking it apart in ways that I think that it wasn't shoehorned in with the chapter things. I did like the chapters. I did like the chapter titles.
That was the only thing that I didn't like about the movie, honestly, was the chapter title thing.
About everything,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah.
It's only his 5th short. And I'll definitely check out the next thing he makes. If he can find a bigger gore budget, I'm sure the next one he's filming, it's called The Bizarre Art of Samantha, will be even better.
Nice.
There's some TNA in this movie, but no real nudity. I think that might have bumped my rating up a little bit, since it seemed like this movie would have it based on the sleaziness of it.
I figured that was a budgetary issue also.
Yeah, like if we saw some like... I think this movie deserves some like nudity that wasn't appealing, like nudity of a girl that like you don't want to see naked, or
right?
Something, like some floppy pancake boobs or something like that.
Yeah,
would have been pretty sweet.
Some junky tits.
Yeah, junky tits. That would have been like that would have been what the last little factor in it. Besides maybe more gore, which would have bumped my rating up a little bit. But I really did enjoy it, and I really think that he is going to make some good shit.
Yeah, absolutely. This movie was clearly made by someone who had a vision and a story to tell, and I'm going to be really interested to see what he could do with a larger budget and the ability to take more time to actually let the story unfold over an extended period of time, because this movie was capable, and in the end it left me wanting more.
Yeah.
I was watching it, and when it ended, I was like, oh, that's it's over.
Yeah, for sure. I was never bored, too.
Yeah.
And in a 30-minute, shorts are great for that reason, that they get your mind, you're there, you're going to watch the whole thing, you're not going to be on your phone, anything like that.
And I think the chapter structure would have worked more in a long format movie than in a short format
like
movie.
Longer chapters? Yeah, maybe. But again, it's, working with the budget, that he's got, I don't think there's anything that he could have done better with the production means that he had for this movie. That's why I'm so happy with it, and we will, Adrian, if you want to send us some more shit in the future, we'll definitely plug your stuff, because you're doing good
talent,
stuff.
dude.
You've got some talent. We really like it, and looking forward to see what the next thing you do. I've actually met Shane Ryan, who plays Mick. He is also from Lompoc.
Oh, yeah.
And I
That's
remember
why the name was so familiar.
Yeah, I remember going to my buddy Jarrell's house when he was filming one of his early movies with some girl hanging in a tree, I think. Mm-hmm. If Shane is listening to this, I don't know which movie it was, or I would have plugged it too. But been a long time since I saw him. I think I was like in 8th or 9th grade at the time. But nice to see him still out there doing what he loves almost 20 years later after that time that I met him. So
the other thing that I think was noteworthy on this is, even though it was I don't want to use the word cheap, an inexpensively made movie. It was a low budget movie, but there's such a negative connotation on low budget. It was a movie that did not have a large budget.
Yeah,
and
it's not like, you're not saying low budget in the fact of like, oh, this is just some low budget movie,
right?
But like, for the money that that was put into it, he did really fucking well.
And his actors were very good. They were all very convincing.
Yeah,
every single one of them didn't seem like they were reading lines. I mean, obviously Shane Ryan has some experience. He was good as Mick. Adrian himself was good as the cameraman. He was conveying the sort of rage and angst that the character was supposed to have, and both the girls were also very good.
Yeah. I'd like to see what if I could write a check for $1 million and have him make a movie and see what it was. I'd like to see that, but unfortunately, maybe if you do a Indiegogo, I can donate like $20,
right?
Because
we'll push the hell out of it on the show.
Yeah, we'll push the hell out of it. We'll get some of our listeners to donate for the next one if you want to forward us a link. But that's why we're not big Hollywood budget guys,
right?
But good shit. Thank you, Adrian. Please keep up the good work. We look forward to seeing more from you in the future.
That's a good sign for the future of horror.
There's no IMDb review yet since we received this as a screener. But what was our rating system?
Something about abortion nuts.
Mixed abortion nuts or wasabi abortions or something?
Wasabi, ow. Junky tit wasabi abortions.
There you go. I'm going to give it 7.1 of those.
I gave it 7.5 junky tit.
Okay, so we're right there.
Wasabi
I could come up to 7.5 too with it. Just thinking back at it, I can still remember everything that happened. It's fresh in my mind still, and
I was impressed with what he did with the limited budget. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyone can pick up a camera and a cheap ass film editing program and shit out a terrible movie these days. So that was the sound of someone shitting out a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was the sound of me accidentally hitting the keyboard. My bad.
And he did not do that.
No, he didn't. He did not accidentally hit the keyboard.
Yeah, he did not accidentally hit the keyboard and shit out a terrible movie.
Once again, thank you, Adrian. Keep up the good work. Send us your shit. We will review the next one. Now, we're going to take a short break and get into the good movie and the bad movie.
Yep.
After this.
Hi, thanks for listening to the Postmortem Podcast. If you want to support us, go to our website at www.postmortemshow.com and click the Amazon link.
By clicking on the Amazon banner, Amazon will give a small percentage of the purchase price of your item back to the Postmortem Podcast at no additional cost to you. That's right. It doesn't cost you any money. We get money. You want us to keep doing this? You want more Doug Jones talk? You want more dick and fart talk? I don't care. We're going to do it.
Fund our filthy, filthy habits.
Yes, and they are many and they are fast.
And most of them aren't legal.
Yes. Click the banner. Just do it.
Come on, don't be a dick. Give us money.
It's time for the good movie. And the bad movie.
I have the mediocre and the mediocre.
Oh, wow. I like that emphasis.
Have you ever seen the Mad Max Fury Road?
Yeah.
That guy jumps off the thing. One of the little skinhead guys jumps off the thing and like eats shit.
Yeah.
And the guy with the gas mask on his face, he's like, mediocre.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I've got a good movie and a disappointing movie.
Yep.
So you want me to fire it off?
Well, you have an actual good movie, so I think I should start with
Okay.
my movies that are rated within one of each other.
Oh, okay. Go for it. Now I'm curious.
2016, written and directed by Travis Zarwini. Movie on Netflix, streaming now, called Intruder. You seen it? The little Netflix picture makes me want to watch it. Compared to it makes me not want to watch it. It's just like an image with Intruder, like in red letters and stuff. It's not one of those super shitty art things.
Right, where
you know?
all it's like everything else.
Yeah, for sure. So, during one of Oregon's most violent storms, a young cellist seeks solitude and comfort in the safety of her large apartment. But soon she realizes she might not be alone. With the modern and simple tone of paranormal activity paired with the cinematic elegance of Hitchcock's Rope, Intruder is a disturbing psychological thriller that will make you think twice about being home alone. Starring John Robinson from Elephant and Lords of Dogtown, and the rising Scottish actress Louis Linton from Lions for Lambs in her first U.S. leading role. That's the IMDb synopsis, obviously.
That makes me not want to watch it. Just by
when
itself.
they compare it to stuff. Like, this is the greatest thing.
Every time I cruise around Bandcamp every once in a while because I'm on it as a Bandcamp artist. I want to find new music to listen to. But like every time I find a band that says like mixing the sounds of Nine Inch Nails and blah blah blah, I'm like, skip. You don't fucking sound like Nine Inch Nails just because you have a keyboard and a guitar. Fuck you.
So, the main character in this movie kept slipping in and out of some kind of English or Scottish accent, but delivers on some shower nudity.
Okay.
It's not like most home invasion movies because he's in the house for most of the movie before being spotted or anything. He just is watching before making contact. And by quite a while, I mean days in the house. He might be leaving and coming back. That's kind of unclear. I think it is implied that he does leave and come back at some point, like later in the movie. But he does little things like softly brushing her hair while she sleeps. Takes bites out of her apples and reverses them so that the bite is down so she can't see. And he pees on the dishes in the sink.
I couldn't hide out in someone's house for days and not be detected because I snore so loud.
Yeah.
When I fell asleep, it'd be all over.
Yeah. Most of the movie, you never see a face, just a black hoodie. I really did like the score and sound design. The movie has a slow pace building around the discovery and reveal of who is the intruder. There's only one death, and the movie ends with the reveal of who the intruder was. That's the end of the movie. It just stops.
That's lame.
I believe the line is, "Bless you," when she sneezes, and she turns around and he's right there, and then the movie ends.
And is it someone relevant to the rest of the movie, or is it just some dude?
They kind of go. It kind of does the twist and turn, Shyamalan ding dong. It's like, you think it's this guy, you think it's this guy, you think it's this guy, and then it's someone that you've seen in the movie before.
Okay, so it's not just like you see his face and then it's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not much going on. There's some tense moments where you think she's going to discover him, but not a terrible movie. I just think it could have done a lot more with the ending. You know, they could have given it a little bit more at the ending. More things should have happened. I appreciate the slow burn. I do like a slow burn if it's done well.
Right.
And at one point, I did think that this was going to be a lot better, but it never had the payoff.
Gotcha.
You know,
All sizzle and no steak.
it's like watching the cheap clips like on Pornhub, to where like right before there's a cum shot, it just says, "For more information or to buy the full clip, please go to this website."
Okay.
That's what I felt like I was watching.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I felt like I was watching at the end there. There's no money shot. There's no payoff.
Disappointing.
One death in the whole movie. Barely any blood. No gore. There was nudity a couple times, which did deliver, but it left something to be desired.
Gotcha.
IMDb gives this fucker a 3.4, which is pretty low.
Yeah.
It's better than that, though. It is better than 3.4. So I'm going to give it 5.0 fucking mixed abortion wasabi nuts, or whatever we said.
Junky titty wasabi.
Junky titty
abortions.
wasabi abortion nuts.
We're just stringing words together now. All right. My bad movie, more of a disappointment. Something that I was very excited to see, so I should have known better. 2016 sci-fi / drama / horror, directed by Gore Verbinski, A Cure for Wellness.
Yeah.
An ambitious young executive is sent to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness center at a remote location in the Swiss Alps, but soon suspects that the spa's treatments are not what they seem. Story was basically bits and pieces of other better stories combined together, trying to make something new, but nothing about it felt particularly fresh or stood out as impressive. Like, the script was just really weak and dragged a lot. Like, the whole point of it was this, and this doesn't really give anything away, because it's just, you know, there. The retreat is built on top of what is essentially the Fountain of Youth, but the water is too potent for people to handle. So there are these eels that live in the water, and the people who run it take the eels out of the water, put them in people. The people sweat out a purified version of the life essence, and then rich people use that to keep themselves alive while everyone else dies.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you know, but like the thing is, it looked so Lovecraftian, and there are all these like weird dream sequences. It seems like it's leading up to something much more cosmic and grandiose.
I thought the previews looked good. I wanted to see it, you know. But
and then it's just eel piss.
we were going to do At the Movies. Just disclaimer for you guys. The reason that our good movie, bad movie this week is a little thrown together. We were going to do At the Movies.
Yeah.
I was going to watch this also.
Yeah.
We were going to review it together.
Again, I suffered. I was the guinea pig.
He was the guinea pig. He
JD
suffered.
threw me to the wolves, threw me to the eels.
I had about 8 people extra staying at my house.
None of them were eels.
None of them were eels, although some of them might have acted that way.
Yeah.
And so, wife's family was in town. Could not catch a moment to watch anything, let alone keep my own sanity.
Yeah, and this isn't a movie that you want to watch when there's a bunch of other shit going on.
A bunch of little kids running around poking at
because
you.
it just fucking... Well, there's like a lot of old people nudity in it too, so you probably don't want the kids to see that unless you don't care.
I want to watch it now.
Yeah. The whole thing is just... It's slow and dragging, and none of the characters were likable. The main character was a scumbag, and they tried to explain what made him that way and go for a redemption angle, but it all felt forced because he didn't redeem himself so much because he wanted to be a good person. It was more that he just wanted to fucking bang a semi-hot girl.
Old people nudity doesn't disturb you at all anymore.
I see it every day.
Yeah. You say low hanging balls, some pancake boobies, you see it all.
The bush.
Bush that's never been trimmed in years.
Ever. Not since the 40s. The bad guy character in the movie was a fucking dumbass melodrama villain. Totally obvious what they were going for. They were trying to put a twist in there, but like you could see it coming from a mile away. Then there was this perpetual child character. She was an adult, but she behaved like a child, kind of like this pedophile's wet dream thing. It was creepy. And then everyone else felt like a caricature more than a character. The movie's strong suit, though, was the direction. Gore Verbinski is a visionary, and he knows what he's doing behind a camera, he has worked with weak scripts and still made them look good in the past, and he continues to do that here. He really creates a strong feeling of disorientation with this movie, and a lot of his movies have a water theme to them, and this is another one of them, and he's very good at making just simple water look menacing. I think that he could be the next Kubrick if he just got better scripts to work with. Like,
wow,
I think
I think
Verbinski is that good behind the camera. He has the eye. He has the ability to set a scene. He just keeps working with bad scripts.
Yeah,
and that's what fucks it up.
Yeah, it looked like it was good cinematography and stuff based on the previews. So I was
fantastic cinematography. It made me feel like you were lost in a labyrinth. Like you were the one lost in a number of scenes.
You know what it really reminded me of? Have you ever seen a movie called Shutter Island?
This movie was a cross between Shutter Island and Road to Wellville, without the comedy.
Okay. Or like Shutter Island and what's the fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? That's what I was thinking. Yeah. It was like the combination of those, you know?
Yeah.
But that Shutter Island movie was the same kind of way. It was not that great of a movie.
Right.
Didn't deliver, you know, but it still looked good.
It still looks
wasn't
great,
bad, you know, like some kind of
the visual aspects of it were very good. It's almost the kind of movie that you want to put on like in the background with no sound on, and just let it go, because it was very pretty. There's just nothing else impressive. Also, almost all the special effects were CG. The blood, the eels. There was it was all just. It was decent-ish CG.
You lost me
but
there.
I'm not even going to
watch it then. Yeah.
This movie worked with some interesting ideas and touched a bit on Lovecraftian themes, but it was hindered by weak writing and shallow characters. Had anyone but Verbinski made this movie, it would have been totally forgettable. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 10 wasabi junkie tit abortions. Wasabi!
Wasabi! One time we went out to sushi with the kids. There's just, it was only me and Aubrey and David and Addison, and I told Addison that the wasabi was avocado. You know, and she just didn't believe me. She wouldn't try it. But David dipped her straw of her drink into the wasabi, put it back in the drink, to where she puts her mouth on the straw was covered in wasabi.
Right. And
she didn't even look. She just blindly went for it later.
What a dick.
And got the whole wasabi experience. Yeah. It was hilarious.
I bet she cried.
He's a good boy.
Yeah.
All right, my other mediocre movie, 2016, written and directed by Martin Owen, Let's Be Evil. It's also streaming now on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I saw that one on there. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I avoided it because it's a little girl with a fucking bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems horrible, right?
Yeah.
3 chaperones are hired to supervise an advanced learning program for gifted children who wear augmented reality glasses to assist in their education. Contained within a secure underground facility, events quickly spiral out of control. I think that you would like this movie more than me even.
Okay.
And I liked it more than Intruder. It's not bad. It just, not much happens, but I was still okay with it. I wasn't bored ever. So, young woman named Jenny is picked for some kind of test, but has to sign an absolute confidentiality agreement. She assures her family she will be okay and sets off to a facility where she asks for the Posterity Project. She is told nothing by that name exists here, and then buzzed in. You know, like, no, we don't have that here, and then let in the
building.
Yeah. She enters a dark room where a single light shines on a pair of glasses. When she puts them on, she's initialized into almost a second reality where there are other test subjects. 3 young adults are told they will be chaperones for the candidates. It bounces around from the first-person view of the 3 chaperones for the entire movie. It's cool. Always in one of their 3 glasses. You know whose vision it is because their name and picture and some statistics are displayed through the glasses on the screen.
Okay.
So it's almost a first-person movie, but it bounces between multiple first-person experiences.
Like the Space Marine cameras and Aliens.
Sort of, yeah. So, the candidates are young children. They're being taught basically about everything at once and are geniuses. 3 chaperones are likable. Jenny is sweet, Tiggs is kind of a goofy girl, and Darby is a dork. They're all linked together with an AI named Ariel that runs the whole facility. All 3 characters really need the money, so that is why they agree to the experiment. Jenny needs the money for her mom's medical bills. She's the main character.
Okay.
All these characters were likable and relatable, and I actually cared about them.
Nice.
So that's a plus, because it's hard to get likable characters nowadays.
Yeah.
One of the kids begins playing mind games with Jenny, disappearing and leaving her notes like, "Don't sneak up on me," and then covering up her tracks. Ariel also begins to malfunction, allowing more scares on Jenny when her system is down. Jenny wants to leave, but she needs the cash, so she agrees to tough it out if Tiggs will do the night shift with her. But the kids end up taking the whole facility operations over and using it to mindfuck Jenny and the others. Acting is really good. It's low budget, but they use what they have well and they cover the flaws. If you're looking for gore and a lot of kills, this is not going to be what you're looking for. It's more of a mystery, suspenseful, and jump scare kind of movie. Martin Owen and Elizabeth Morris, who plays Jenny, seem to work together a lot, and I'll check out what they do next based on this movie. Like, they're getting it. It's not a great movie, but it's worth watching. I was never bored. It really reminds me of a video game with the first person, how it was done, and I think a video game on this concept would probably be a little bit better than the movie.
You know, it's weird. I thought
it should have been a video game.
I thought the same thing watching, not Shutter Island, fucking the movie I just reviewed.
Careful Wellness.
Careful Wellness would have been a great video game. But yeah, it's interesting to see how that media is sort of taking over.
Yeah, it's kind of like The Girl with All the Gifts that I reviewed, but without the zombie element. What it lacked in budget and gore, it made up for an actual likable characters that you don't want to die. But the ending was fucking stupid.
Oh, no.
Destroyed the whole movie to me. So, IMDb gives it a 5.2. I'm going to give it 6.0 wasabi junkie tit mixed nuts bag whatever.
Abortions.
Abortion
bags.
Abortion bags. Wasabi abortion bags.
Nice. That's gross.
They're drinkable.
Like a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
It's
a Capri Sun with just a syringe sticking out of the top.
A chunky Capri Sun. My Good Movie is a 2011 horror comedy directed by Richard Griffin entitled The Disco Exorcist.
You told me a little bit about this, and I was very excited.
I found this on Amazon and actually paid to watch it. Based on the fact that it had a 4-star rating and the people actually wrote reviews on it.
It's hard to pay for a movie on Amazon Prime based on the ratings because when you have Prime and you see the videos that they have on there, the horror is so shitty, most of it. And like I'll buy Amazon Prime videos of movies I know are good that I've heard about. Yeah. But you can't go with any of the ratings there usually. It's hard.
I've kind of found that if people actually are writing reviews of it, like with full detail in it, especially where they're critiquing what's good and bad about it, then it's a little bit. It's probably safe to say that it's going to be all right. And this one was good. Suave swinger and womanizer Rex Romansky loves and leaves an evil black magic priestess named Rita Marie. Naturally, Rex incurs Rita's lethal wrath by spurning her. Can Rex figure out a way to stop Rita's subsequent rampage of revenge, murder, and destruction, as well as reclaim the soul of his new porn starlet girlfriend, Amarina Jones, before it's too late? This movie was a love letter to 1970s grindhouse movies. It was all sex, violence, and one-liners. This was not Shakespeare, but it is definitely written by someone who loves his genre. And the dialogue sounds like it's pulled directly from old exploitation movies. It wasn't really original because of that, but there was a shitload of artistry and attention put into making the story and dialogue and the characters all seem authentic. The characters were purposefully shallow because grindhouse movies are not about serious character development, except for a few ones that became like real cult classics. The characters were basically parodies of those found in the less than classic movies, but were still played with respect to the genre, and they found a way to even make like the scummiest character a little bit endearing in a John Waters sort of way.
Okay.
The direction is where the movie really shines. It was put together like its source material and really looks like it's something pulled from the 70s.
I like that when it's like a throwback and like a tribute, but it actually feels like it could have been one of those. Yeah. The
lighting, the color, the sets, the props, the costume, the hairstyles, all of it felt authentic. And I'm pretty sure that if the movie was shot on digital and then aged to look like film, but they did a really, really good job.
Like the similars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had that that psychedelic color depth to it that only movies from the 60s and 70s had. And the film stock came off as like old and grungy, and there was some intentional like sloppy, jumpy edits at times, or like frames missing when shit was happening. A lot of painstaking work was put into it, and it showed. Also, the music was awesome. It was straight up like bassy funk with Waka Chicka guitars and the pitter patter drums. It had the warmth of something that was recorded on tape. like fucking 1970s porn music.
Like
it was
analog,
just, totally authentic. Special effects were adequate for what they were trying to do. Again, they were not great. They weren't supposed to be. They didn't look modern bad, and there was no CG. It was all practical.
Awesome.
And a lot of gore. A lot of, chopped...
Well done gore, huh?
Yeah, bit off dicks and a guy being twisted in half by, from a voodoo doll and all kinds of fucked up shit. On the whole, this movie was really entertaining. It focused more on sex than horror, so it kind of played like a softcore porn sometimes. But, again, that's what Grindhouse was. You can send the kids to bed on this one before you watch it. But it's definitely entertaining and really, really impressive in how authentic it was.
Awesome.
And I got some good laughs out of it. Like some straight up real good laughs.
So it's on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
And how'd you hear about it?
Todd Loya posted on Facebook.
That he was watching or something?
He was watching a different movie that was... I can't remember what it's called, like Bloody Muscle Man in Hell or something like that. It's being called the Japanese Evil Dead. And I was trying to find that movie, but I can't find it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
But while I was finding it, this movie kept coming up.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, cool. I got nothing to do. I'm going to watch that. So I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10 junkie, titty, wasabi, nut abortions.
Capri Suns.
Capri Suns.
This rating system has bounced around heavily.
7.5 out of 10 chunky Capri Suns.
What are the chunks? You decide.
Fetus.
Fetus of Fetus by Dayglow Abortions. Anyways, we will be back with the top 5 post-apocalyptic horror movies.
Yeah.
After this.
Saturday, June 17th at 8 o'clock p.m. at the Galaxy Theater in Atascadero, California. Post Mortem is joining forces with our friend Danny Foster to bring to you a screening of the one and only Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. But it's not just the screening.
No, it isn't, because we are going to have Leslie Vernon himself, Nathan Basil, in attendance, as well as director David Stevie, because they're going to be doing a live Q&A with us, a live podcast for Postmortem, and they're going to be raising funds for their new movie, the next installment in the Behind the Mask franchise. But wait, there's more.
We're going to have some raffles. We're going to have some information, some shit given away.
There's going to be the Q&A. We're doing our live podcast. There's going to be a live horror art exhibit. Robbie and Shayla from Cherry Blossom Tattoos will be raffling off $500 horror tattoos. $500 themed horror tattoos.
I'm going to have to enter that raffle.
I'm going to enter that raffle too. I'm going to buy it. We're going to have great giveaways from our sponsors, NECA, Trick or Treat Studios, Fright Rags, Dark Delicacies, London 1888, Captain Nemo Comics, Rocket Fizz, Sancal Professional Wrestling, and The Haunt in the Tascadero.
And Satan himself.
And Satan himself will also be sponsoring us, and Biff. Each ticket will come with a signed print from the upcoming horror project.
How much do these tickets cost?
These tickets are only $10 American.
10 American motherfucking dollars.
$10 you get to see Behind the Mask in the big screen. You get a chance to enter all these raffles. You get a live Q&A with the star and the director.
You get to smell us.
You get to smell us and see us. You only get to hear us normally, but you get to smell, see, and possibly taste. That's one of the raffles.
Oh, yeah.
There's only 230 seats to fill. We're going to fill them all. People are going to be coming from all around the globe to this event.
Get your ass to a Tascadero.
You need to be one of them.
Yeah.
Catch a bus, a train.
Fucking jump on the back of a giant condor.
Ride a fucking ostrich.
Yeah.
Get here how you need to get here.
Learn to teleport, motherfucker. Then teach me. I'll let you in for free.
If you teach us how to teleport, you can come in for free.
Absolutely.
I'm sure that they will be okay.
I mean,
with that.
technically, if you can teleport, can't you get anywhere for free?
Yeah, I guess so. Well, the strategy is not really working out because now we're going to have 230 people who just teleported there and we're not going to make any money for
They're all going to be Nightcrawler from X-Men.
No, they won't. And we will see you guys June 17th.
Yeah, be there.
Be there. Be there. Be there. Be there. Wham! We're back! With the top 5 post-apocalyptic horror movies.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse?
Alpacalypse. That's where a bunch of alpacas show up and ruin your shit.
I think Alpacalypse should be like a magazine where it's like an alpaca, like ever so seductively showing your its vagina to you.
Oh, God.
Alpacalypse.
Alpaca pussy. Yeah.
So, movies that center around the apocalypse, we tried to not go heavily zombie because we've already done the top 5 zombies.
I don't think I have any zombie, actually.
I have things that are not zombie, but sort of similar a little bit on
Mutants.
some of them. Yes,
Okay.
things like that. I got a little bit of that, but mainly not. So, I'll start us off with my number 5. A movie that, upon reviewing and thinking back upon it, I think I liked it more than my initial review. I gave it a 6.0 when we reviewed it together for At the Movies.
Mm-hmm.
Your dick is so ugly. Little movie called Tenemos la carne.
Yeah.
We are the flesh.
I'm still not all that down with it. I mean, that was funny.
A dude, what is he? Does he die when he comes, or what happens?
That was the highlight of the movie,
Yeah,
right
and
there.
it was really fucking funny. It did get a little too artsy with the thermal imagery. The pussy's an Olympic. 30-second shots of Olympic. I don't need that in my life. Mm-hmm. It's like a Gaspar Noé and Alejandro Jodorowsky combination.
Yeah.
So it's a really fucking weird movie, but directed by Emiliano Rocha Minter. You need to watch this movie if you haven't seen it. I know we didn't give it the most favorable review, but it's a post-apocalyptic movie that makes sense only because it's in a post-apocalyptic world.
But you don't even know it's really in a post-apocalyptic world, except for the fact that it says it in the film description.
Well, no, they go there a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's explained that they're searching for shelter and stuff when they find this strange old man playing the drums.
Yeah. High as shit.
Yes, and it's a very strange movie.
It's a fucking weird movie.
But I recommend you guys check it out. We Are the Flesh. If you haven't seen it, watch it once. You're probably not going to want to watch it again. But
no.
It deserves to be talked about again on the show. So, your dick is so ugly.
So ugly. My number 5, it's an animated film. Ralph Bakshi's trippy animated movie about the post-apocalyptic war between magic and technology. It's called Wizards.
I've never even heard of this.
Fucking weird movie.
Is it cool?
It's cool as shit. Yeah, it's Ralph Bakshi did a lot of work.
Sounds like a Dom movie.
Yeah, he did a lot of work on. Did some work on heavy metal. He created Fritz the Cat. A lot of weird, very realistic style animation. Where the characters were obviously cartoon, but they were rotoscoped, so they moved like actual human beings. Where he would film people doing the movements and then animate over them, so that all of the motion
like that
very
Keanu
fluid.
Reeves movie.
Except not that was computer. Like he would actually draw it out and paint it. This is all in the 70s.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's a real fucking weird movie. You know, the apocalypse happens.
I'm amazed that animation is a thing because, like, I understand it, but it's like it seems like so much fucking work.
Yeah.
To draw all these pictures,
especially back before there were computers that could handle it. You know? It's it was really an art form and something you had to be dedicated to. And Ralph Bakši's work is really impressive, no matter what he does. But I think Wizards is probably his best movie. The world ends, magic comes back as the population dwindles. But then greater technology comes, and there's this whole clash. It's kind of fantasy, kind of horror, super psychedelic. Really, really cool movie.
I'll definitely be checking it out. Wizards, huh?
Yeah.
My number 4 goes way back in the day, back to 1971. I love this movie. I saw it as a kid and had no idea what it was. I just put it on cable. So, still holds a special place in my heart, even though the star is a great big old piece of shit named Charlton Heston in The Omega Man.
Fuck Charlton Heston, but The Omega Man's awesome.
Army Doctor Robert Neville struggles to create a cure for the plague that wiped out most of the human race. And there's people that are like a cult. Yeah. I like that they're like a little religious cult, and they wear sunglasses and stuff, and they have swords.
They might be vampires, but...
it's implied that they're like changing humans. They're not zombies. They're not vampires. They are cannibals.
Yeah.
That is definitely true. But The Omega Man is fucking awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, it is a classic. And fuck you, Charlton Heston. I'll just go on the record just saying that. You shove your guns right up your ass. I can pry them from your cold dead hands and shove them right up your cold dead ass.
Cold dead butthole.
But it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. Yeah, it's like, anything that you want to watch with Mel Gibson or Tom Cruise or anything like that. They're in a lot of good movies. They're horrible human beings. You got to kind of look past it sometimes.
What about if all three of them were in one movie and it was your favorite movie you've ever seen?
Jesus. Cognitive dissonance.
It's very sad. But yeah, The Omega Man, it was a precursor for a lot of things that happened after.
I Am Legend.
Based
on it, yeah.
Same thing. There's another one, Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, which is the same story. So.
Right. My number 4 is Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Yeah, it's on my honorable mentions.
Nice.
Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper in a post-apocalyptic world where there are not many men and weird-ass mutant frog people are using human women to breed with, and all kinds of fucked up shit is happening in this movie.
I want to breed with some weird-ass frog women. Yeah. I'm going to turn the tables. I'm going to travel back to Frogtown. And instead of them taking our women, we're going to take their women.
Isn't that what Cold Skin is about?
Oh, yeah. What the fuck is happening with Cold Skin?
Yeah, I don't know.
Ever since we talked about it a couple times, but there's been no news.
Yeah, so. I've looked it up a few times, too.
Yeah.
I'm not finding
it's not ready, yeah.
Development hell. I mean, it's a kind of a high concept to try and put together, going to Antarctica and fucking frog aliens. But, they'll make it work someday.
I just really think that's the way to go. I mean, this might be a narcissistic and conceited human kind of point of view, but I think when it comes to Frogtown, we're fucking them. They're not fucking our women. We're fucking theirs.
I'm fucking your women, frog.
Imagine that. They'd hop up and down like Froggy on their dick.
Boingy, boingy. They're always lubed.
JD comes to Frogtown's going to be a different story.
And then you can lick their asses and get high off of it. Psychedelic froggy rim jobs.
Yeah. I'm coming to Frogtown.
And you're coming and coming and coming.
I'm coming to Frogtown and coming in Frogtown.
Okay. The streets will flow with the jizz of the non-believers.
Okay. My number 3. It's not really a horror movie. Sometimes we have these movies that kind of transcend genre. And it's one of my favorite movies. It might make my top 25 movies of all time. Definitely takes place in and out of apocalyptic setting. It's almost like a time travel movie, but it's not time travel. 12 Monkeys.
Yeah, great movie.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
Terry Gilliam.
That's what turned Brad Pitt's in my mind like, oh, Brad Pitt is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
The whole concept of 12 Monkeys is amazing, but there is some horrific shit that happens.
Absolutely.
Squirt him off with the hose, transporting him back to war, all the shit that happens with the spire, everything.
Yeah.
And there's the concept of it.
And the general weirdness of it. Everything Terry Gilliam does is general weirdness.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, it's an amazing movie. Apparently the show is very good, too.
I've heard that. I've never watched it. I need to. I need to watch me some 12 Monkeys.
Peripherally friends with one of the writers.
Oh, okay.
Trent Haga.
Oh, I know who that is. He did some Troma shit back in the day. Yeah. That's awesome. 12 Monkeys, the actual movie, though. I don't know if the show has... Not the star power. That sounds like a fucking cheesy shit way to say it. Like the star power of Bruce Willis. And
the show takes place in the world. They're not trying to recreate the same characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah. So it kind of...
Okay, I'm definitely going to watch it.
Initially...
Because you can't replace Brad Pitt.
No, not at all. Not at all. He was so good.
Because he played... And so was Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
He's so sympathetic.
Yeah.
You understand why he, in the car when he hears the music, oh, put that song, turn it back.
Yeah, Bruce Willis, he gets
the Florida Keys.
He gets cast in a lot of action roles, but he's really got some chops as an actor.
Yeah,
what sold
Pulp
me,
Fiction, of course.
Yeah, what sold me on him as an actor though was Death Becomes Her, where he played the pussy,
the
little henpecked husband.
Yeah,
and he looked small because usually Bruce Willis looks big on camera.
Yeah,
and he looked small in that movie. He's such a good actor.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, 12 Monkeys, great post-apocalyptic movie.
My number 3 is also a movie that sort of transcends genre. I've got 2 of those on this list, actually. It's A Boy and His Dog.
It's on my honorable mentions. Yeah, I love that movie.
It's weird. It's scary. It's funny as fuck. it's about a boy crossing a post-apocalyptic wasteland with his telepathic dog. Like, there's just so much there. Like, they got to survive the cannibals, they got to survive the fucking waste, the nuclear mutants, all the shit. And for whatever reason, that's just a given. His dog is telepathic.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see this movie.
It's the nuclear radiation, duh.
Sure.
It makes the dogs have telepathy.
Yeah.
Don't you know anything, Dom? You're a fucking moron.
So if we put Biff's head in the microwave, he would become telepathic?
Biff is telepathic.
Is he?
He talks to me sometimes.
Oh, yeah?
In my dreams.
In
my dreams, he stands up vertically.
He
He walks around and talks to me.
Cup of coffee in his hand.
Wears a suit. Yeah, he's just like, Master JD. Today I'd like an extra cup of food. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. If Biff was on two legs and sort of some kind of dog-human hybrid, let's just hypothetical for the future.
All right.
Let's say it is a boy and his dog, and it's me. I'm the boy.
Right.
And Biff is the dog.
Or is Biff the boy and are you the dog?
I would not be able to focus because I'd be like, in my mind, it'd be
The whole time. Do you think he would still get on the ground and put his head on your knee?
Yeah. Hi, it's me, Biff again.
I like you.
I was wondering if you could touch me because I need contact. I need human contact.
I'm needy.
All the time. If you're not touching me at any given moment, I'm very, very antsy.
Before the show, we were watching the Penguins Predators hockey game, and Biff came over for some attention from you, and you're like, "Not now, I'm watching the game." And he went and put himself in the corner. I felt bad for him. I was like, "Biff, come over here. I'll give you attention."
Poor Biff, but I don't want to talk about that game anymore.
Yeah,
because the Penguins lost, but they will be back. The cup will be coming back. It's coming back 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. Okay.
I have no further comment on that. It's sports.
Don't bring it up. God damn it.
Number two.
My number two?
It's your number two.
I got all confused.
Take a number two.
With all the Biff talk. I got all confused with all the talk about my dog walking around on his hind legs having conversations with me. My number two. In a dangerous post-apocalyptic world, an ailing father defends his son as they slowly travel to the sea. In 2009, The Road.
Good movie.
I fucking love this
Good movie.
Viggo Mortensen is amazing.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, always amazing. But she took her germs. Charlize Theron took the germs and the ugly. She had to make herself down for the monster. That's why it can't be number one. You guys can go back to one of our episodes. I don't know what number it is because I'm not that prepared, but it's called Charlize Theron Took Our Gerbs.
Yep.
And we explained this whole scenario to you.
Yeah. And she took our gerbs.
She took our gerbs. But it's based on a novel by Cormac McCarthy and directed by John Hillcoat. This was a fucking ultra-realistic post-apocalyptic movie. There's no frogs getting fucked.
No.
It's
there's
not
no zombies.
That
There's no telepathic
There's no zombies.
There's no Biff walking around on his hind legs.
There's no Biff.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
And it's fucking bleak because that's how that world would be.
It is. It's very bleak. And there's characters that come around and you don't know if you can trust them or not. And sometimes maybe you should have trusted them. And
Yeah.
fucked over. And it's just, the ending is not satisfying.
No.
It's just a sad,
It makes you want to kill yourself, kind of.
It's a gray movie.
Yeah.
It's very gray.
Yeah.
Like the imagery, like the actual camera is gray, and it makes you feel gray.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. You know what I mean by feeling gray?
If you have clinical depression, do not watch this movie.
Yeah.
It is not a happy, fun time movie.
Filmed in early 90s Seattle, The Road.
My number two, it's called Hardware. It's the most industrial movie ever made.
I've never watched it. You've talked about it once before, right?
It was the inspiration for Discord's original incarnation when I started working in wrestling and my gimmick.
With the gears and shit?
Yeah, with the gears and even like the catchphrase, no flesh shall be spared. That was all taken from that movie. There's this post-apocalyptic world where outside there's a wasteland and everything is radiation, and these highly radioactive dust storms come through periodically and fuck everything up. And there's two classes of people. There's people who have to live out in the wastes, and can scavenge things, and they can come into the cities to trade. And if they're not infected, then they can stick around in the cities for a while, but they always have to leave after a certain amount of time. And then there's the people who live in the cities who basically like just do like drugs and make art all the time, and they live in these safe, protected cities, but they're kind of in like glass cages. And there's a dude who is a waster. Those are the people who are out in the wasteland, who's in love with a girl who is an artist in the town. And while he's out there scavenging, he finds this metallic skull and some other pieces, and brings it back to her for an art piece that she's working on. And she paints it up and like attaches some things to it, and it activates. And it's a machine that was designed to obliterate humanity and got blown up out in the wastelands. And it starts repairing itself with all of the shit from around her apartment and killing everyone in the building. And it's a very fast-paced movie. A lot of shit happens all at once, so you're kind of like bewildered for a minute. But that's kind of what the director was going for, because he wanted you to feel like, holy fuck, what is happening right now?
It's a classic story of the rich versus the poor.
Yeah.
You know, the rich get this special treatment. Yeah. They've done it recently. Have you seen that movie Elysium?
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Elysium was very similar in concept.
Like, it's like a rip-off of that.
Yeah. Except in this movie, there's a robot murdering people.
Yeah.
And the music soundtrack is great. It's like, you know, Ministry and Skinny Puppy and like all the music that I love.
That's great.
And then random like snippets of Guar videos.
I need to show this movie to Troy.
Troy, yeah.
My friend Troy would love that.
Yeah, Troy would love it.
He loves Mad Max.
Yeah.
Like, this is the Troy list. The post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
that's
for
his
sure.
genre.
Yeah.
In fact, at the end of this episode, in honor of Troy, I think the end song is going to have to be Axles to Axles.
Okay.
By Grave Command.
Yeah.
My band.
Yeah.
Because that's a song about post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Living in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah.
Which is what our list is today. It's a fucking commercial.
It's serendipity.
It's a commercial.
Hardware is on Netflix.
Gravecommand.bandcamp.com is where you can find hardware.
And
it is on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
All right.
And there's a cool pervert in it. He's not cool at all. He's like disgusting.
A cool pervert?
Yeah, but the character's great, but he's horrible.
Only here you can find cool perverts.
That's a rating system in and of itself.
That's Tom saying that the perverts are cool. It's not me. I just want to go on record saying Tom thinks perverts are cool, and he likes to wear a femme skin.
Okay, my number one. You didn't hear any of that, right?
Oh, any of what?
Okay, great. My number one is a movie that I've went back and forth with, but I've watched it probably 8 times, which says a lot because I believe it's 5 or 6 hours as a miniseries. The Stand. Stephen King's The Stand.
Yeah.
M-O-O-N. That spells The Stand. I love the book.
Yeah, great book.
The miniseries, okay, so I don't like remakes, right? But if they could redo The Stand, I don't know how they're going to capture... Well, the guy who played Tom Cullen with the M-O-O-N, he was great. Randall Flagg was great. Gary Sinise was great.
So in...
Molly Ringwald, everyone was great. Yeah. It's just, it didn't have the budget they needed.
Right. In The Dark Tower, the Man in Black is Randall Flagg.
So Idris Elba's going to be...
No, the Man in Black is Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
And he would be fucking excellent in that role.
Yeah. Okay.
Put a mullet and a jean jacket on him.
I don't think he needs a mullet and a jean jacket. I like my devils more classy.
Yeah.
He was kind of a Canadian devil.
He's
like the Canadian tuxedo.
The roused hour of devils, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, Matthew McConaughey would probably nail that.
Yeah.
He's got that. With the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Next Generation.
Yeah.
Everyone hates it. I fucking love that. I know you do, too.
Oh, yeah, I love it, too.
You got a little side nipple man in the limo. You got
side nipple Illuminati.
Side nipple Illuminati. You got the robotic leg. That's great.
I was just thinking, like, at the Sencal show last night, I changed my gimmick up and I started using my real name. I stopped calling myself Discord, and, like, I'm going for this more, like, satanic Illuminati kind of image. We should have a spot where I get my suit ripped off of me and I've got pierced nipples on my sides.
Side nipples?
Yeah.
I don't think our crowd would appreciate that.
Probably not.
Look at you talking about wrestling. The Stand.
Yeah.
I love The Stand.
Yeah.
And the old lady, too. She's also, like, irreplaceable. It's like, there's so many people that are irreplaceable, but if they just had more budget, because, like, there are certain scenes that really, like, the end, with that horrible early 90s CGI.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah. You might as well be watching the Langoliers. You know?
Yeah. But very good casting choices in that, and that's really what carried it.
Yeah. I think we could get there again and make it even better. Just like, I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it, but it might not be a popular opinion. I'm looking forward to this new It movie. I'm hoping it's going to be fucking amazing.
Yeah, we've said it before. If it wasn't for Tim Curry, the previous It would have been a total forgettable miniseries. Like, nobody knows about the Shining miniseries.
Well, the thing is that, like, the It book was so much darker and brutal than the miniseries. Yeah. And they're saying they're going there. They have the leper in the house.
Right.
And they have those elements of.
Well, if it works with
they're probably keeping out the child-on-child gangbang from the original book. They're probably going to keep that out, but that's to be expected.
Yeah. If it works and if it's successful, and I think it will be, maybe the Stand will come next, and it makes sense if they're doing Dark Tower.
Universal fucking monsters, all these remakes. That's all they got is remakes,
and all of those stories are tied together. The Dark Tower, The Stand, Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot is another one that needs to be remade. The book is so good.
Lucifer Valentine directing Salem's Lot.
That could be his big break.
I'm down.
It could be called Skinny's Lot.
It's a vampire who his puke eats you, kind of like the Blob.
He taps on your window and you open it, and he just pukes on the window and fucks off somewhere.
No, I'm serious. Like a director like that.
Yeah.
You know, let's get an edgy horror director.
Someone who can do hardcore. Yeah.
All right, number one for you.
My number one movie that I've talked about on the show before, and it's made a couple other lists of mine. Another one of my all-time favorite movies, right up there with Head, that was on my last list of what the fuck movies. Six String Samurai.
Yeah, you've talked about it a lot.
Great post.
And I still haven't watched it.
You still haven't watched it.
We need to write this shit down.
Yeah, for sure.
Postmortem listeners, you dedicated guys, Antoine, Eileen.
Yeah.
All you guys.
You're two dedicated guys?
we have multiple. I'm not good with
names.
Remembering.
With remembering things.
I've had a lot of concussions.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, postmortem listeners, but maybe if one of you guys can send us a list of everything that we've ever talked about. I'd appreciate that. Just go back and start cataloging.
Antoine, take a letter.
Take a letter. Maria. Yeah. Just write down everything we've ever suggested each other that yep. I don't remember good now more, Dom.
Yeah.
My memory, I just don't remember no good no more.
Taking those chair shots to the head and those BC Killer fists to the head.
Yeah, I think BC Killer's responsible for most of my concussions, but I have made some poor life decisions. Just to travel this great country of ours in search
of head trauma.
Of Coronado. A golden city.
Of head trauma.
But, yes, I have brain damage. That's a shoot, people. That's what we call it.
Putting that one out there.
It's a shoot. I have brain damage.
That's a shooty shoot. So yeah, Six String Samurai. Post-apocalyptic wasteland. A war in the 1940s, 1950s. Obliterated America, so everything is stuck in that time period. And Buddy Holly, as a guitar-wielding, sword-swinging samurai, is traveling across the wasteland to New Vegas to replace the king, Elvis.
It's actually Buddy Holly?
No, it's an actor named Jeff. Well, it's supposed to be actually Buddy Holly.
He's playing him, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
The actor's name is Jeffrey Falcon. He hasn't actually done anything else after this movie. He went into the business of toy distribution. But yeah, great martial arts, great camera work, great cinematography, fucking weird-ass characters every turn. He's being pursued by the Grim Reaper, who looks like Slash from Guns N' Roses the whole time. It's sort of a Wizard of Oz
analogy. Kind of like
Crossroads,
too. A little bit of Crossroads.
Yeah, a little bit of Crossroads. It's a great fucking movie, and it's a weird fucking movie, and I really just recommend it for anyone.
Take a letter, Antoine. I will watch it. I need to write things down. Help me. Help me. Help you. Help me. Help you.
Right.
It's a Tom Cruise reference from earlier
Yeah.
in the show. It's what we call a callback in the radio business.
Yeah.
The internet radio business. All right, let's go with honorable mentions.
All right.
My honorable mentions, my first one is the apocalypse happens while this movie's happening, but I really love it, and I've probably watched it 5 times, and it holds up. This is the end.
Yeah.
There is an apocalypse.
It's happening.
It's happened. There's a post-apocalypse after that, but not during the movie, so didn't put it on the list. The Mist.
Yeah.
It's a localized apocalypse.
Yeah. Temporary apocalypse.
Temporary. So we can't really talk about it as being one of the top 5 apocalypse movies. Pontypool.
Great movie.
You don't know whether it's just happening locally in the Canadian tundra.
Yeah.
The tundra of Canada. But, yeah, a virus being transmitted by speech. You can't talk.
Yeah.
You can't listen.
Makes you say weird shit. Donald Trump has it. Kafifi.
One movie that, if you haven't seen it, I really want you to watch. Maybe the next movie you should watch, if you haven't seen it. I know I say that a lot, and you don't ever watch them either. You just as bad as me.
I started Chicago Rot,
Okay.
and I got really fucking high, and my brain was like, I cannot process this right now. But
I couldn't process it anyway.
I got an hour into it, and I like it. So I'm going to go back and finish it.
Okay. Restart it then.
yeah.
Don't finish it. Restart
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I can't process it no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't even get high. I'm just brain damaged. It's like a permanent high.
High on head trauma.
I'm one step away from Biff. There's Dom, there's me, there's Biff. That's the varying degree. So, as I was saying, the movie I want you to see, it's building up to the apocalypse in one man's mind, not the world's mind. And that's what makes it so special. It's a movie called Take Shelter, starring Michael Shannon.
Okay, yeah, I've never
He's
seen
building
that.
a bomb shelter because he's fucking batshit crazy.
Right.
So it couldn't be on the list because it wasn't a real post-apocalypse, but
Old Meth Eyes Shannon going nuts.
Meth-Eyes Shannon, which is the second best Shannon, as opposed to Molly Shannon.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to smell my armpits when I'm nervous. The Girl with All the Gifts, as I said before, that is a zombie movie, but they call them Hungries, and they're a little bit different than zombies, but there's a plant element in that movie. Have you watched it yet?
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah,
No,
you need to watch it.
It's on my watch
It's
list on
great.
Netflix, yeah.
Boy and His Dog, Hell Comes to Frogtown, and my last honorable mention, which is the ultimate post-apocalyptic movie, the biggest vision of hell, of what we don't want to happen, which it's the Trump future of America. A little movie called Idiocracy.
It's slowly becoming a documentary. Fuck. Talk about precognition.
Extra big ass taco.
I had to go back and watch that movie again. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I want to kill myself after I watch it.
No, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
It's great.
I saw it in the theaters, like when it came out. It played.
Is that all you've seen it?
Yeah, it's the only time
Oh,
I saw
you need
it.
to watch it again.
But
Idiocracy, extra big ass taco.
yeah, I'll do that. My honorable mentions: Logan's Run. Not really a horror movie, but still a great
Very
post-apocalypse
horrific,
movie.
yeah.
Cyborg with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah. It should have been on my list. Let me some JVD.
It didn't hold up so well. I watched it again middle of last year, and it got a little bit tedious.
Bloodsport, Kickboxer,
Yeah.
Universal Soldier. Those 3 movies were fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Universal Soldier is a fucking
and
classic.
the best one, Sudden Death.
Yeah?
Have you seen it?
No.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, as a fire marshal, has to save a Stanley Cup Penguins game on home ice.
Wow.
The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Wow.
From total terrorist attacks by Powers Booth.
Wow, that's a good cast.
It's fucking amazing. You gotta see it.
Have you seen JCVD?
No, I do need to watch
That's
that.
a fucking dark movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite Van Damme movie.
I need to watch that. You need to watch Sudden Death, though.
Okay.
If you want to just fucking lay there and just watch a movie and not take notes and not review movies
Yeah.
for the podcast, just enjoy yourself.
Watch something stupid
You
and
can't
fun.
do any better than Sudden Death.
Nice. Maybe I'll look that up tonight. Escape from New York.
Yeah, not a horror movie, but definitely post-apocalyptic.
Terminator. Arguably a horror movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a slasher movie.
Yeah.
12 Monkeys was also on my list. Also not a horror movie, but it's a post-apocalyptic movie that I'm very fond of is Tank Girl.
Yeah.
Weird movie.
It is very weird.
Yeah, weird cartoon, or based on a weird comic book.
I don't like
cartoon.
Lori Petty's face.
Yeah?
I don't like her ears. I don't like her lower earlobes.
She looks...
Is that a very strange thing to say? But,
well, I don't like
Yeah,
Megan
that's a
Fox's
deal breaker.
thumbs. So
you know, like what?
Megan Fox's thumbs.
I don't care about it.
She's got hammer thumbs.
I don't care about her hammer thumbs.
Yeah.
She can hammer thumb me all day.
Right up the butt.
Right up the butt.
Yeah. Dredd. Not Judge Dredd with Stallone and Rod.
The new
Rod
one is
Schneider.
way better.
The new one is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And I want more of that
Great
series.
action,
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not horror, but
Yeah.
definitely was worth a watch.
And while this isn't by far the first post-apocalyptic movie ever made, and it's not even the first in its series, The Road Warrior, I think, is sort of like the granddaddy of all
It is.
post-apocalyptic
It's,
movies.
it's the go-to. And
It's set like the post-apocalyptic punk aesthetic with like the Motorheads and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
it was. And I actually like Beyond Thunderdome better. I think it's a more entertaining movie.
yeah.
But you got to give, if you're gonna have a list like this, you got to.
I like Fury Road, too. I think all of them are good.
I gotta watch Fury Road again because
You do, dude. It holds up.
Yeah,
It's got more of a horror aspect,
yeah,
too, honestly.
I saw it in the theaters in like my hardest semester of my return to college. I finished finals and I had to go to Walmart to get something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that movie's playing. I should go check that out. So I was literally like half an hour out of finals, and I went and saw the movie, and my brain was just so crammed full of stress and information that the whole time I just felt like I was being bombarded while I was watching the movie, and I'm like, I know this is cool, but I can't appreciate it right now.
Yeah.
So I got to go back and watch it again.
Yeah. You should. I have it. I can let you borrow it if you want. But yeah, Mad Max is the inspiration for our end song of today's episode. Hopefully with all this pump up, I don't forget to put it on at the end. But
It's just going to be a redux of the Biff song.
my band, Grave Command, we have a little song called Axles to Axles. It's about riding through the wastelands in search of fuel to keep
That's
going.
what it's about? I thought it was about Axl Rose cloning himself so he could have sex with himself.
That would be better.
It would be. Get on it. Get on it, Grave
Fuck
Command.
you, Dom. It's about riding through the wasteland in search for fuel to try to get to salvation.
Yep. Good song.
None to be had. So that'll be our end song
All right.
of our top 5 post-apocalyptic horror movies.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
been fun.
it has been. I think it's time to call it a night.
I think it is too.
I'm gonna go home and get stoned.
I'm going to.
Legally, because I live in California and I have a medical marijuana card.
Wow, it's like a 2 for
It's
nothing.
like a double whammy.
Yep. And if you guys want to suggest a list, postmortemshow@gmail.com. Send us a message. Just tell us, hey, JD, you said I want to watch this. And you forgot because you're a fucking idiot. And you got hit in the head with a chair yet again.
The email should specifically say
I'm
that.
punching my bump card. I'm almost out of holes.
Yep. And if you're interested in coming out to the screening of Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon, this Saturday, hit us up, postmortemshow@gmail.com. We might, maybe, possibly be able to secure tickets for you.
It's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday.
Isn't it this coming Saturday?
No.
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry. I don't have anywhere near the head trauma that you have. I'm just tired. What's the date on that so that our audience is now not confused by my retardation? It's
what?
the 17th?
Why are you going to put me on the spot like
June
that?
17th.
It's the Saturday, not this Saturday, but the next. Now we sound like fucking complete
Stumble
unprofessional stumble bums. I'm going to stumble into your bum.
It's rare that I make these kind of mistakes. We should savor this moment.
That's not true at all.
Okay. God damn it.
I'm still trying to look it up because I'm a fucking stumble fuck. Yeah. June 17th, 8 p.m.
Tuscadero, California, Galaxy Theater.
Yes.
Danny Foster's beard.
God damn it. We need to redo this last 10 minutes.
Not at all. No. Vetoed.
There's a look behind the curtain.
the rise of head trauma.
Behind the music, postmortem.
Well, I guess we're going to leave it as H.P. Lovecraft once said, as he grabbed a junkie by the tits and pulled down on them as far as they would go, but was incredibly shocked as they just went lower and lower and lower. If it smells like fish,
throw the fucker back.